Chapter 13 to 18. Over the week, Vidal got used to me giving her surprise kisses, so she wasn't as flustered anymore when I do so. Still, it's nice to just kiss the person you love. During one of the times I sent to her house instead of the dojo, her dad, Mr. Satan, found out about our relationship. He caught us as I kissed Vidal goodbye. Like an overprotective father seeing his daughter with a boyfriend, he obviously doesn't like me. In fact, when he saw us, he challenges me to a duel, saying that the person dating his daughter has to at least be stronger than himself. I think he was trying to scare me away, but I challenge him to a fight instead. Since Vidal know my true strength, she wanted to stop the fight, but her dad mistakenly took it as she being afraid of me getting hurt and agree. She did manage to get her dad to not publicize the duel as it might ruin his reputation, or in his mind, ruin my reputation. Of course, the outcome is as expected. I easily won. After winning, I told him about Ki and PL. After learning about Ki and learning that he can fly with it, he almost tried to beg me to teach him. Not wanting such an awkward thing to happen, I quickly stopped him and said I'll teach him on the condition of him not calling me teacher, master, or anything similar. I still want to be with Vidal after all, and maybe marry her in the future. Having your girlfriend or wife's dad calling you master will just be weird. To cover up the fact that I will be teaching the hero that saves the world. We agree that in public we will say that I'm Mr. Satan's personal student, so it doesn't seem weird if people ever see our training. It also stops people from trying to ask me how I got so strong if they just assume Mr. Satan was the one that taught me. After that, he doesn't oppose us being together anymore. He even asks me to live with them in their mansion. I decline though. I like the peacefulness of the forest I'm living in, and my training room is also there too. Even if I can move the house and training room, I still like the forest more than the city. Not that I hate the city or anything, I just think that the forest is better. School starts again today, so I went to pick Vidal up at her house. On the way to school, we got a distress call from the police about a gunfight at a bank. When we made it there, we feel a big increase in Ki, and Vidal got worried. Ha ha ha, I know who that is, so you don't need to worry, I said, calming Vidal down. We reached the crime scene just in time to see Gohan flipping over a car. Before we go meet him, I just want to say, I might know who he is, but he doesn't know me. Vidal gives me a confused look. You also know of him. Don't the golden hair remind you of anything? I ask. Vidal's eye opens wide at that. You mean he's one of the people that defeated Cell? Vidal asks. Not one of them. He is the person who defeated Cell. I answer, making her eyes wider than I think was possible. Calm down, Vidal, let's go me. I look over. Oh, he's gone. Come on, Vidal, let's go make sure everyone is okay. I said as I drag her along. The officer told us that the person who helped out is also going to the same school as us. He notices that Gohan was wearing the school's star too. With that, Vidal got excited about finally meeting the guy who saved the world and drags me to school in a hurry. I don't blame her, I was excited at meeting one of my childhood heroes too. When we reach the outside of the classroom, I ask her, you memorize his ki, right? Yes, why? Vidal. Well, the golden hair thing that happens isn't his natural hair color. It only happens when then transformed. Transforming like that gives them a boost to their PL. I answer. Also, don't point him out as the golden hair guy we saw. What? Why? Vidal. Because he doesn't need to transform to beat a few criminals. He only did so to keep his identity a secret. Sigh, alright. Vidal reluctantly says. Looking around, we didn't find Gohan or sense his ki. Looks like he isn't here yet, I said as Vidal and I make our way to our group of friends. When everyone starts talking about the new golden hair hero, the teacher entered the classroom with Gohan following closely behind. Vidal was excited to meet him, so I have to calm her down, else it'll look weird to the class. Seeing Gohan, Erasa calls him handsome and her type of guy with sharpener do his bad boy act and calling Gohan a goody-goody. After Gohan introduces himself to the class, Erasa calls him over to sit in the empty seat next to her. And nice to meet you. Gohan says, stuttering. I would be nervous too if I grow up in a place with little to no people and suddenly having to go to school in a big city. Wait, that's exactly what happened to me here. Good thing I wasn't a loner in my last life. I'm Erasa, and this is Vidal and Ken. Erasa introduces us. I just wave at Gohan. Don't be surprised, Vidal's dad is none other than Mr. Satan and Ken is his student. Erasa. What? Mr. Satan? You're Mr. Satan daughter. Gohan. That right. You should thank her. If it wasn't for her was all Erasa can say before Vidal fake cough interrupts her trying to change the topic. After all, not everyone's skin is thick enough to take credit for something they didn't do. Especially if the person they are bragging to is the real hero. Anyway, I said getting the group's attention. This is Sharpener, I said pointing at Sharper. He might seem like a bad guy, but he is actually caring about his friend. I introduced them. Hey! Sharpener yelled, but whatever he wanted to say got cut off as the teacher yelled at us to stop talking. Sharpener decides to just glare at me, and I just chuckle in return. When class is over and everyone is leaving for the next class, Vidal and I stay behind. Seeing Gohan also leaving, I flare my ki a little, just enough to be noticed by Vidal and Gohan. Gohan stops in his track and looks at me warily. I'm sure he finds my ki familiar, but doesn't know where he senses it before. Over here, Gohan. I wave at him. Gohan comes over still on guard in case something happens. Don't be so tense. I'm not going to do anything. Then do you need something? Gohan said. The nervous persona from before seemingly disappears into thin air. As I said, relax. I just wanted to talk to you about the next class. You see, Vidal and I can sense ki, and we noticed that you are the golden hair guy this morning. I said, making Gohan nervous again. It's just his first day and someone already found out his secret. You don't have to worry, we won't tell anyone. I can see that Gohan visually relaxes when I say that. Wow, Gohan is too trusting. The possibility that I might be lying doesn't even seem to cross his mind. In fact, we are martial artists that know about ki too. I called you over because I wanted to tell you about the physical limitation of a regular person. As long as you don't go over the limit when everyone's looking, you'll seem like a regular person to everyone else. I then went on to explain things like how high a person can jump, how hard to hit, and how fast to run, making sure Gohan gets it before continuing on. After I was done explaining, it's almost time for the next class, which is PE, so we hurry outside. We're playing baseball today. Unlike before when Gohan didn't have any help, this time he was able to hide his supernatural ability better. Though he still stands out as he moves as good as possible for a regular person. By that I mean to everyone else, he seems like he is an Olympic-level athlete in every field possible. I almost facepalm when I see that. He's even smiling like he was doing a very good job. Well, at least he didn't jump 20 feet high or take a ball to his face. Gohan still got asked to join some of the clubs, but he turns it down by saying his house is too far away to do any club activity. As Gohan was leaving, I took Vidal and quickly catch up to him. Gohan! Hang on. Do you need something? Gohan. Well, let's head to my place before we talk. I grab Gohan by his shoulder and drag him behind a building. Hold on, I'm going to teleport us to my house. Without giving them a chance to respond, I lock onto my mark and teleport. Ah. Home sweet home. Come inside, I'll get you some snacks. I lead us into the house and order he made bot to get us some snacks. When everyone got a chance to sit down and enjoy the snack, Vidal couldn't contain herself anymore and excitedly asked, "You are the golden hair boy who defeated Cell, right?" Surprising Gohan as he didn't think we know. Gohan awkwardly laughs at that. Ha. I guess you also found that out. Yeah, I recognize your ki as the one who defeated Cell. I lied. Eh? You were there? Gohan asked confused. No, I was heading there when I feel two massive ki. One belongs to Cell and another unknown. It wasn't until later that I see the video and link the ki with you. What about Mr. Satan? I thought you are his student. Gohan. We can sense ki, so I know how strong Mr. Satan is. I'm currently teaching Mr. Satan about ki. We just told the public that I'm his student to make things easier. Anyway, enough about me. We are here to talk about you. Me? Gohan. Yes. You still want to help people, but you don't want to be found out, right? Yeah. Gohan. Then you should try to get a costume that hides your face and come up with a hero name. Vidal. Exactly, but don't forget to use a voice changer too. People can still find out who you are with your voice. With the costume, you'll also be able to fly into the city without having to worry about people seeing you. I added. That's a great idea, and I know just who to ask to help me make the costume too. Gohan said, excited at the prospect of being a masked hero. He then said thanks for the help, before quickly flying away. most likely looking for Bulma to make him a cool costume. That went well, I said, looking at Gohan flying away. Hey, you think we should get him to join the World Martial Arts Tournament this year? I asked Videl. That's a great idea, it would be boring otherwise. But how do we get him to join? He doesn't seem like the type that wants to fight if he can help it. Videl. We could use the fact that we know he is a hero to force him to join. If he really doesn't want to join, then we can ask him to ask if his friends want to join. Yes, let's do it. Videl said, excited at the chance to meet the other people who fought Cell. Come on, let's go back to your house before your dad runs out to try and find us, I said, chuckling at the thought of it happening. Videl goes pale, as it did seem like something he will do. She grabs my hand and says, come on, let's hurry back. I let out another chuckle before teleporting us to her house. The last time here, I set a teleportation seal inside one of Mr. Satan's personal training room. Only Mr. Satan, Videl his daughter, and me his student is able to enter the room. The next day, as I was going to pick Videl up, I sense Gohan's ki flying into the city and decide to stop him from destroying the road when he land. Shapeshifting into a fly, I quickly follow after Gohan and landed on his shoulder. Hey Gohan, I said, confusing Gohan as he looks around trying to find me. Not finding anyone, Gohan said to himself, weird, I thought I heard Ken just now. You did, I answer, I'm the fly on your shoulder right now. Huh. Oh, hi Ken. Gohan casually greets me. Aw, I thought you will be more surprised seeing a talking fly. Haha, two of my dad's friends can also change into other things. Gohan. Oh, I see, I hope I can get to meet them. I haven't met anyone that can use magic before. Sure, I'll introduce them to you sometime. Gohan. Sounds good to me. Say, what are you going to call your superhero persona? I was thinking of calling myself the Great Saiyaman Gohan. Not the best name, but I say it's a good fit, I said before looking down. Oh look, a speeding car. That could be dangerous, I guess this will be your first job as the Great Saiyaman then. Anyway, I got to go pick up Videl. See you at school, I said as I fly away. Bye Gohan. I was about to teleport, but then I remember what I was here for. Oh, and Gohan, when you are out being a hero, try not to break too many things, I said as I teleport away. When I teleport to Mr. Satan's private room, I can see Videl already there waiting for me. Sorry to make you wait. I ran into Gohan on the way here. It's okay, let's go before we're late, Videl said as she grabs my hand. We got to the class and everything went on as normal. When Gohan reached school, I asked him about the car this morning. Turns out, Gohan didn't break the road this time but instead deformed the metal hood of the car. During launch, Gohan, Videl, and I went to the rooftop to talk about Gohan's hero duty. Okay, now that we got your costume down, let's work on your introduction. Why don't you show us how you'll introduce yourself, I told Gohan while thinking, please don't be as bad as DBZ make it out to be over and over again. I took out my phone to record it in case it's as bad as it is in DBZ so I can show it to him. Sure, Gohan said. He then got into position and started doing different styles of awkward poses before ending and saying his name. Seeing it on the screen is cringeworthy, but seeing it in real life makes me feel like I should cut all ties I have with him. As for Videl, she burst out laughing after Gohan is finished. Seeing Videl laughing and me trying not to show anything on my face, Gohan asks, is it bad? Hearing that, Videl laughs even harder. I waited for Videl to stop laughing before answering yes as seriously as possible. If I see someone do that in public, especially with a costume on, I'll think that the guy has a mental disability. Gohan got embarrassed at my blunt statement. Haha, is that so? Then how should I introduce myself? Let's just go with something basic. The power pose. First, stand up straight, I said as Gohan follow. Put your hand on your hips with your elbow out. Head straight, eyes on your opponent. Gohan follows and tries to do what I said. After fixing up the part of the pose that seems off, I continue, the pose is okay for now. But something is missing. I circle around Gohan for a bit. Ah, got it. Gohan, why don't you try to use your ki to make it look like the wind is blowing gently across your cape? As Gohan did so, I still feel like something is missing. Gohan, what's the person you look up to the most? I ask. Gohan. Just answer the question. That will be my dad and my teacher Piccolo. Gohan. Good, now I want you to remember what it feels like to stand behind them when they are protecting you. As you think about it, I want you to copy how you think their aura or spirit feel at that moment and project it onto yourself. You can even imagine yourself doing the same thing to someone close to you if it helps. As soon as I finish talking, Gohan's aura seems to change. Instead of the usual carefree and nervous aura around him, it now feels heavy, like he can stand tall through even the toughest storm. Looking at him like that, I smile and said, "Perfect." Before taking my phone and take a picture of Gohan again. Haha, so how did I do? Gohan as he broke Gohan out of his current state and his aura returned to what it's like before. You did good, why don't you come and look at this picture of yourself? I said, waving my phone. I show him the picture of his poses before. After he did what I said. Wow, that's me? Gohan. Yup. As for what you should say, you can just use the same line you said before. I told him. Thank you for the help. Gohan says happily. Haha, don't mention it. Besides, we aren't done yet. I smile widely. That pose was just the beginning. Up next, I'm going to teach you about the superhero landing. I then went on to discuss the different poses and when to do them, as well as tell him that he should only do one pose at a time. When we're done, it was time to head back to class. During class time, Vidal got a call from the police saying they needed help. She hurries and rushes out of class to help. Instead of going this time, I ask Gohan to pretend to go to the bathroom and go help Vidal. He agrees, as he will get to try out his new poses. They haven't been gone for even 10 minutes before they return with Vidal having a victorious smile. Turns out Gohan's aura scared one of the criminals into surrendering, and he quickly caught the other one. Since they both know how to fly, they were able to quickly make their way back to school. On the way back, Vidal manages to force Gohan to join the martial arts tournament next month. In the month leading up to the World Martial Arts (WMA) tournament, Erasa found out that Gohan is the Great Saiyaman. She got suspicious because we keep leaving to practice Gohan's poses and follow us on one of the few times we weren't paying attention. Erasa is pretty shocked when she sees Gohan turn into the Great Saiyaman but quickly recover and start to ask us, mostly Gohan, a bunch of questions about what it's like being a superhero. Not wanting to deal with all the questions, I took Vidal and got out of there when Erasa was focusing on Gohan. Afterward, I always see Erasa following Gohan around and even holding his arm whenever she can. It seems she didn't lie when she says Gohan is her type. I think she didn't go after Gohan before because of Vidal, but now there is no one stopping her from doing so. As for my PL, I managed to get it up to 2.9 billion with my perfect form being 29 billion. Vidal just passes 600 PL a couple of days ago and her progress seems to be speeding up even more. I don't think it'll take long for her to reach over 1000 PL. She should be able to do it in the 1.5 to 2 months. As for Gohan, he went to Bulma's place to find another way to hide his identity. The WMA tournament doesn't allow protected gear, so he has to replace his helmet. Vegeta overheard and joined up too because he wants to fight Gohan, which resulted in Goku calling them from the afterlife saying that he'll join too. Since the three of them will be joining, Gohan told the rest of the Z Fighter and they decided to join too. Along with 18, she wanted the money. First place gets 10 million zeni. Since everyone is joining, Gohan drops out of school this term to train for the tournament. Vidal is going to fight too, and I'm sure she is going to find out their real PL later. So instead of having her be shocked and angry at me, I told about our real PL. It went as well as I thought it would, which is not well at all. At first she didn't believe me, but after showing her my full power, she was forced to believe me. I make sure to do this inside the training room and protect her so she doesn't get hurt. After the shock disappears, she got angry at me for not telling her and didn't talk to me for the whole day. When I finally got Vidal to talk to me again, the first thing she says was that she will forgive me if I stop hiding secrets like that from her. I got nervous at that and she notices, so she forced me to tell her what I'm hiding. In the end, I told her about me being present Cell, and the one that set up the Cell game is a version of me from the future. Of course, I already see this something like this happening, so I created a story with some truth and lies explain why there are two of me. The story went something like this: Dr. Gero of the Red Ribbon Army survives the destruction of the RR caused by Goku, who was Gohan's father. He wanted revenge against Goku, so he builds androids to fight against Goku. When that didn't work, he went on to kidnap people to create the second generation of androids, the cyborg. He succeeded in making them more powerful, but they were hard to control since they still have a human mind and only some parts of them are androids. In the end, he stole some DNA from all the greatest fighter he can find. That being Goku and his friends/enemies. Using all the DNA he gathers, Dr. Jero created me, he created Cell. He then tried to brainwash me to become like future Cell, but he was stopped by a guy who travels back in time. The time traveler comes from a future where Dr. Jero's android destroyed everything, so he came back to stop it from happening. He succeeded in stopping Dr. Jero, but what he didn't know was that future Cell followed him here too, which led to the whole Cell game thing happening. Without Dr. Jero, I travel the world and learning to control my power so I don't end up like future Cell. As I travel the world, I learn about magic and ki. Using them, I found a way to turn myself human, or as close to human as I can. Give myself the name Saru Ken and settle down outside Satan City where I sign up for school and met everyone. Aside from that, I also have to explain about Scion, me being closer to Scion than human. Scion being able to turn into a Super Scion, which result in the hair being yellow thing and a whole lot of other things like Frost Demon and Nemekins. Suffice to say that Videl was very confused after the whole explanation. I don't blame her. Without experiencing something similar, the whole thing is confusing, but the whole truth is even more unbelievable. I mean, don't think many people will believe it if I told them I was sent here by a bored god from a world where this world is a fictional story made for entertainment. In the end, Videl decided to not think about all those complicated things and just think of me as Ken, her classmate, and boyfriend. She then punched me in the face, shocking me. I didn't have my guard up, so it hurts, but before I could say anything she pulls me in for a very long kiss. Afterwards she told me the punch is for hiding such a big secret from her. The kiss was for trusting her enough to tell her such a big secret before quickly leaving due to being embarrassed. Hearing Videl says that I feel bad because while some of the story might be true, I was still not telling her the whole truth and even lying in some part of the story. Looking at her leaving, I resolved myself to protect her as best I can and make her happy. Things returned to normal the next day, except I can feel that Videl and I somehow grew closer. Our friends seemed to notice this too and finally caught on that we are dating. We were teased for a whole week before they finally stop. So much for telling them about our relationship first. As for Videl herself, nothing changed much even after learning about my ridiculously high PL. Though she did call me a cheater when it comes to training and complains that she didn't even have a chance to win the tournament anymore. On the morning the day of the WMA tournament, I pick Videl up and head over to the tournament ground. There we meet Gohan and the Z fighter. The first time everyone that is a fighter see me, they frown. They can probably sense how powerful I am, or my ki probably feels familiar to them. Ken. Videl. Gohan calls out, waving at us. Come over here, I like you to meet my family and friends. Hey/hi Gohan meet/Videl. Guys, this is Ken and Videl, they help me adjust to school and convince me to join the MWA. Gohan introduces us. Then he went on to introduce everyone to us. With how big of a group the Z fighter is, it took a while to introduce everyone. After the introduction, we were going to head in to sign up for the WMA, but Goku suddenly appears in front of us. Goku/Dad. Everyone. Haha, wow. Everyone changed a lot. How is everyone doing? Goku. After a tearful reunion, Goku turns and looks directly at me. He frowns, observing me for a while, giving me a bad feeling. As if to confirm it, Goku's face lit up, he points at me and said, "See," before I move at a speed everyone can't see and cover his mouth. Everyone is shocked seeing someone on Earth able to move faster than they can see. Goku removed my hand from his mouth and said, "What you do that for?" "Sorry, I didn't want you to shout that out loud in a crowded place. Besides, how did you even figure out who I am?" I reply as I go back to the Videl side. "Huh? Oh, I don't know either. I just know who you are when I look at you," Goku said innocently. Figures. Of course you don't know. Me. Am. Ken? What's going on? Do you know Dad? Gohan. Yes and no. Come on, let's go sign up. I'll tell you afterward. I told them as I grabbed Videl's hand and went to register. On the way there, Videl worriedly asks, "Are you sure it's a good idea to tell them? I mean, they are the people who beat Future Cell." "Don't worry, I'm sure nothing will happen, and if something did happen, I'm 100% confident I can get us away from trouble. Besides, I'm sure they'll listen to me before they decide to attack or not. I just don't want to see you get hurt over something that can be avoided." Videl. I promise I won't. After registering, I took everyone to one of Mr. Satan's many rooms in the arena. "Alright everyone, I'm going to transform. Just don't suddenly start attacking afterward, okay?" I said as I look at everyone. "Okay." Goku says happily while everyone else just stays quiet. I'll just take your silence as a yes. I start my transformation saying that, forcing most of the group back from the pressure alone. I didn't release my full power. I only release 1% of my power at first, so about 290 million PL, before slowly increasing it a little over 3% reaching 900 million PL. By then I fully transform into perfect Cell. Cell. Everyone cries in shock as the atmosphere tense up and they ready themselves for a fight, beside Goku who knew and Gohan who stare at me in disbelief. Calm down, it's not like I'm here to attack you, I said as I turn back to my base form. Everyone drops their stance, but still ready in case a fight suddenly breaks out. How are you still alive? We saw Gohan kill you. Piccolo asks the question everyone wanted to. Ah yes, Gohan did kill future Cell. You may think of me as a present Cell. Me. What? I thought Trunks and I destroy the lab that creates you. Krillin. You did. Thanks for that by the way. I was already ready to be born at that point but Dr. Gero stops the process. He uses his system to keep repeating the words kill Goku and become the perfect being over and over again. If that keeps up I'm sure I'll become crazy after a year or two but thanks to you two destroying everything, I was able to escape and grow up to be myself instead of a crazy guy. I lied to them. Huh. Krillin you mean we help you by destroying the lab? Yup, not just that. You also destroy the core that allows me to absorb ki, but I managed to find the infinite energy version so now I have unlimited ki like 18 over there. Krillin I don't know how to feel about that. Then how did you get so powerful and achieve your perfect form? Vegeta asks this time. Well, not so much as ask, more like a demand. Simple. I train. After a few more rounds of questions and answers we leave for the arena. The Z fighters finally seem satisfied knowing I won't be going around killing people like future Cell. The only reason it didn't last longer was because at some point Gohan started to speak up for me. He even went so far as to tell everyone about my relationship with Videl, which embarrassed us both. When we reached the arena, the announcer got really excited when he saw Goku and his friends. As the announcer puts it, the fights have been low intensity and no fun without Goku and his friends there. When the tournament starts, he waves goodbye to the groups and enters the stage. The first test is a strength test. Only the top 15 will be able to enter the arena and fight. The first one up is Mr. Satan. He manages to get over 200 points on the test thanks to learning about ki. He is able to use ki to enhance his blows, but still can't shoot a beam of energy or fly yet. The 15 fighter pass is me, Videl, Great Simon, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, 18, Krillin, Ma Jr., Piccolo, Shin, Supreme Kai, Kibito, Kai's assistants, Spopovich, Majin Henchman 1, Yamu, Majin Henchman 2, Pinter, Jewel, and lastly a guy named Mighty Mask. I think there was supposed to be a guy named Killa or something but I replace him. As for Mr. Satan, he's the 16th fighter due to being the champion of the previous WMA. Trunks and Goten are fighting in the kids division. The first to fight is the kids division. Trunks and Goten easily made it to the final with their strength. After fighting for a while, Trunks managed to beat Goten by a ring out. As the winner of the kids division, Trunks get to fight Mr. Satan. Not wanting any accident to happen, or have my possible future father-in-law be embarrassed, I turn into a dragonfly and fly onto Trunks' shoulder. Having Mr. Satan exposed to everyone won't just affect him after all, it'll affect Videl too, and I don't want that to happen. Pissed, PST. Trunk. Huh. Trunk looks around not seeing anything. He whispered, did Goten hit my head too hard cause I'm hearing things? No, you're not. I told him it's me, Ken. You know, Gohan's friend. Oh. It's you. Do you need anything and where are you talking from? Trunks. It doesn't matter right now. I'm just here to tell you about Mr. Satan. You see, he only won the last WMA because your dad and Goku didn't join, so he's not as strong as you think. That means I have a chance to beat him. Trunks said excitedly. No. I mean, yes, you can beat him. He's not that strong. He's probably just a little stronger than your mom. What? He's that weak? Trunks. Yes, that's why I'm here to tell you to go easy on him. When the fight starts, you can just push him out of the arena to win. After all, it's not nice to hurt people that are weaker than you. And here I was looking for a good fight. Trunks. You can always do that later, just make sure not to hurt him. Okay. Trunks. Hearing Trunks answer, I quickly fly to Mr. Satan, who was coming down from the champion's viewing area. Mr. Satan, it's me. Ken. Huh? Ken? Where are you? I think I'm in trouble here, I don't want to go out there. Mr. Satan said, clearly scared. Don't worry, I already talked to the kid. When he pushes you, just pretend to fall off the stage and act like you let him win. Mr. Satan starts to cry tears of joy. You're the best, Ken. If you are here right now, I would give you a hug, he said as he wipes off his snot. Yeah, no, I'd rather get one from Videl. I thought. Anyway, you should hurry up, you are supposed to be there already. Right. Thanks again, Ken. Mr. Satan said, being continuing to the arena. To make sure nothing went wrong, I create a clone, turn it into a fly and have it follow Mr. Satan. Having finished setting things up, I head back to Videl and transform back into myself. Seeing me arrive, Videl worriedly grabs me and say, there you are, I'm worried about Dad. The kid is stronger than me. Dad might get hurt if he fights the kid. I hold her hand and reassure her, don't worry, I already talked to them. Nothing bad will happen. Is that why you're gone? Videl. Yes, now let's head to the adult division, I think it's going to start soon. But what about? Video start before I pull her with me and reply. I send a clone with your dad, so if anything unexpected happens, the clone can handle it. Sigh, alright. Videl. Arriving back at the adult division, we find out that there is a break before the fighting started. We went to look for Gohan and find him eating with his family along with Erasa. Huh? Erasa, you're here too? Videl. Yes, I wouldn't want to miss my darling's match after all. Erasa said, holding Gohan's arm. Darling. Videl said, surprise, you two are together? Yes, I asked him out on one of the times I went to visit him and he said yes. Erasa said, happily hugging an embarrassed Gohan's. How did you get his mom to let you date him? I ask, curiously. Oh, that's easy. I help her manage her money problem. My father owns a few companies after all. Erasa. You're a businessman's daughter? How come I didn't know that? Me. Because you didn't ask and you only pay attention to Videl here. Erasa. Oh, ha ha ha. I laugh as I feel my face heats up a little. Well, if you want to stay with him, you should know how much his family eats. I said, trying to change the topic, pointing to Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, who just joined in the eating contest. It's okay, I found out on one of the time I visit. His mom has me help cook and I was really surprised by the amount they can eat. Erasa smiling as if she remembers a fond memory. Huh. Different people have different taste, I suppose. I'm pretty sure most girls won't like a guy who can eat 10 times their weight. Well, as long as you're happy. I said as we join the Z Fighter for a quick meal. After the meal, we leave for the arena with the Z Fighter. On the way there, we meet the Supreme Kai Shin and his assistants Kibito. They talk and shook hands with Goku while I pretend to not know who they are. Feeling their power level, Goku is excited that there will be other strong fighters around while Piccolo is worried about why there are other aliens on Earth. We reach the arena and are called in to draw lots. Krillin prays to God in hopes that he doesn't get to fight someone strong at the beginning. Piccolo broke his prayer by saying God is just dead. After drawing the lots, the result is Krillin vs Pinter, Shin vs Ma Jr., Piccolo, Videl vs Spopovich, Mage and Henchman 1, Gohan vs Kibito, 18 vs Mr. Satan, Goku vs Vegeta, Jewel vs Yamu, Mage and Henchman 2. Finally, there is me fighting Mighty Mask, who was knocked out and replaced by Trunks and Goten. I guess me being here doesn't change things much at all, huh? Or maybe it's because I didn't make any effort to change things? Thoughts for later, for just focus on the fight that's going to happen. I thought as I look forward to my first powerful opponent, Majin Buu. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.